Hello, hola, ¿cómo estás? Konnichiwa, tudo bem? What it do, what it is. You ain't never seen a player like this. Holla at me, baby. All right, so I know that was corny, and I don't care. So just be ready for the corn. I consider myself a corny dude, but I make it work. So it is what it is. So today I saw a video that was pretty good, and it was from Chandler Parsons and Lou Will in the show that they do, also with I think that's Michelle Beadle, and it really caught my attention, and I thought it was a very interesting conversation. And essentially, just to give you a little bit of a background to the conversation, LeBron, over the All Star break, unless you're living under a rock or you just don't like basketball, which if you don't like basketball, I appreciate you still listening to this channel because I talk a lot about sports. But he didn't play, and he kind of pulled like a last minute type of deal. And, people were like, what is this, man? Why would you do that? Myself included. But the deeper thing here is, I guess in this video, they're kind of hinting at the fact that LeBron actually, they're hinting at the fact that LeBron actually didn't kind of held out to prove a point and not play against the rising stars, like they were beneath him or some stuff like that. Now, I don't know how true that aspect of it is. That's just what they're hinting at in this, when they're talking. But and Chandler Parsons pretty much is like, well, you don't want to play against the stars. Well, he didn't say it in these exact words, but what makes you think everybody wants to play against Bronny? What's the difference between one charity case to another charity case? Is low key what he was saying. So let's just check out the audio real quick. I may stop briefly, just because I have to, and we'll go through it real quickly.
Here's the problem I have, and it's with we're talking about this in particular with LeBron James not wanting to play against rising stars. All these other NBA players have to play against his son because LeBron has kind of put him in that situation. Who's a rising star? So what's the difference now? What he doesn't want to play. He doesn't want to play against the young guys, but everyone else
Completely
has to play.
different. Completely different.
How's it different? Because those
How
kids
is it
deserve
different?
to be there.
Why is it different?
And so, kind of listening, we're going to take a quick stop here because there's more to this audio. But they're essentially, Michelle Beadle and Chandler Parsons are essentially like, hey, well, hold on a second. LeBron doesn't want to play against the stars, cool. But people also don't necessarily want to play against Bronny. And I know I mentioned the charity case thing, and no disrespect to the rising stars because you are truly, hopefully, young rising stars. But as far as, Bronny, who potentially, I guess, is a rising star as well, even though I don't think he's going to be that great, but I could be wrong. I'm not necessarily rooting on the man's downfall because I don't think any of this is his fault. I think his dad wanted him to be something that he might not actually be, but we'll see. But yeah, they're kind of comparing the two, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like, so LeBron can't take time out of his amazing superstar life to be bothered to do something for the fun of the fans, right? But everybody else has to play his game with his son. And that's essentially what they're saying. Without putting it in so many words, kind of, you might say, oh, well, Jay Boyks, are you adding things to what they're saying? I don't think I'm adding things to what they're saying. I think that people give you a little bit and then you have to figure out the rest. And truthfully, if you're pretty good at kind of understanding people and knowing where they're at and how they think about things, then they're actually pretty close to, what I just said, in my opinion. And so, they're not really in love with the idea. It's a little bit hypocritical. And truthfully, when it comes to LeBron and a lot of people, it's not just Bron, but a lot of people are a little bit hypocritical. They say this, but on the other end, they're doing this. And it's like, well, so when something suits you, it's cool. But when it doesn't suit you, oh, snap. Oh, it's not cool no more. Wow. And that's kind of what they're saying and what they're seeing. So, that is what it is. And also, Draymond Green hinted at this. If you watch the All-Star stuff, Draymond hinted at this. And he basically was saying, like, why do these young dudes get to, bless the stage that's really meant for supreme talents and stuff like that? And there was some truth to what Draymond was saying. However, him considering himself a high-level talent, I'm very much against. Mr. Triple Single, in my opinion, is not the the most talented player I've ever seen. So I disagree with him there because he's been an all-star and he kind of tried to put himself in that category, which I don't think without Steph Curry, Draymond's not an all-star ever, in my opinion. Without Steph, without Clay, he's not ever breathing in an all-star game at all. He's not breathing on one. He can't even, he's not touching it. But as far as what he was saying with that, LeBron and him are in cahoots. And I thought that there was definitely something to the fact that Draymond was saying that. And I was 100% sure that him and LeBron were plotting and had plans for that. And then, little and behold, LeBron sits out like an hour before the game. He tells everybody. And so, but that's kind of like where Chandler Parsons and them are touching is like, well, if you had an issue with playing with those guys and just doing what's best for everybody, because everybody else went along with it except you, well, when there are people that maybe don't feel like Bronny should be in the NBA and we play your game, but you don't want to play our game, and that's hypocritical, right? Let's listen to the rest of the audio here.
Like,
What is he taking away from anybody? He's not taking away from anybody.
He took away an all-star from like Sabonis that should have been there. He was.
Well, you mentioned Bronny. Bronny's not taking away.
I'm saying about the rising star situation. The rising star situation.
He wasn't a part of it. Yeah. So you're saying that his son is playing. Go ahead.
Chandler's saying like that the league and players in the league have basically been forced to indulge LeBron's family dream and to have Bronny be there.
And so Michelle Beadle pretty much hit it right on the head. And I'm a little disappointed in Lou Will here. And I mean that respectfully, Lou. Lou, you're one of my favorite players, man. Everybody likes Lou Will. He's in rap songs. He's everywhere, man. Lou Will is one of them boys, and he was a bucket, a buckete. That's what I call him. I call them buquetes. They get buquetes, all right? That's what they do. That's what he did. He still does, man, in pro-ams and stuff like that. Boy's he's still a monster, you know what I mean? So, I have respect for him in that way, but I'm completely against what he's saying here, man. And, Chandler also said it. Chandler's like, look, you're taking a spot from somebody else. You are. Like, there's a selfishness to this that people like stop idolizing these dudes, man. What I could say to you as the normal person, Lou Will is somebody that's kind of in it. You know what I mean? He's maybe not at the top echelon, but he's noted. Like he's in that community. They know who he is. Like, and to an extent, I think what happens is when you become famous and you hang around other famous people, all of a sudden you start feeling like things don't affect you, but that's not true. And you society-wise, yes, you may be able to get away with that. People may put you on a pedestal higher than others. But me, I don't, man. I'm sorry. I always look at it this way. If you were my friend, is the standards the same for you or are they different? And what do I mean by that? If you do something that I think is shady and I don't say nothing, what kind of a friend am I? You know what I mean? But because it's LeBron or it's Lou Will, or it's Chandler Parsons, it's okay. But it's not okay for somebody in my community to do that. But it's okay for them to do it because they got money. I don't change my standards. It's either right or it's wrong. That's how I look at it. And what LeBron James did is wrong. He took a spot from somebody else. And then Michelle Beadle also went on and said, like, yo, like we are forced to indulge in your family dream. And then she said that's okay. I don't think it's okay. I didn't sign up. Nobody asked me if I wanted to sit up here and see this little fake father-son reunion, personally. So So I don't remember. Did I vote on that? I don't remember getting a vote. Maybe some of y'all got a vote. I ain't get a vote because I wouldn't have voted for it. But she's right. Like, we're all forced to indulge in your nonsense. But when we ask you to do something, all of a sudden, oh, you can't indulge in that. Please, man. I can't with that. I can't with that. And let's listen to Lou Will a little bit more because he's going to go a little further. And he's going to go way in a direction I don't agree with. But again, it's not personal. You shouldn't agree with everybody 100% of the time anyway. So let's check out this last part here.
Which is fine. We've accepted it. It is what it is. But he couldn't be bothered to give anybody a heads up notice more than 30 minutes before the game starts so that somebody else could have been there. And if it is in fact because you didn't want to play against the Rising Stars, then that's a little hypocritical.
So again, you have a team of Rising Stars. If LeBron James sits out, who's going to replace him? All of the guys that were going to replace him are in the game. Trae Young was in the game. Like, the only person that was left on the bubble was LaMelo Ball. That's it.
Okay, man. So I got to jump in again real quick. I lied. I'm sorry. Okay. Said it was going to be the last one, but I got to jump in one more time. Here's the problem. Lou? Why? None of us are perfect, man. But here's the thing. Like, you're saying, straight up like, oh, well, it wasn't really that big of an issue and blah, blah, blah. Like, come on, man. If you just say the only person that was left out was LaMelo Ball, why is even doing that to one person is messed up, man. Like, if I'm LaMelo or Norman Powell or Sabonis, I remember this. And I'm saying to myself, like, see, this is why I don't like that guy. You know what I mean? It's a level of narcissism right there. And unfortunately, in this case, Lou Will is adding to that narcissism. This is a little bit of my issue with some LeBron James fans. And I'm going to say most of them, to be honest with you. They add to this delusion that he gets to really just basically, screw people over, man. And it's not right. Like, he's held, and Lou's going to mention it more further when we finish out this video, but he's like, yo, the standards are different for him. And I'm not changing my standards for anybody, especially when it comes to being a good person or not. Like, in the ways that LeBron is doing this, it costs him nothing to say ahead of time, hey, man, like, I'm not going to do it. Give it to somebody else. Why does that hurt? Well, like, it's petty. It's like, oh, I'm going to be mad at the league. I'm going to do something to the league, but also, do something messed up to the brother right next to me. And that's what I don't get and I don't respect about that. That's weird behavior. If one of your friends was doing stuff like that, like to spite another friend, they screw you over, you're not going to sit there and take that, man. I mean, I'm not going to do that. Unless you have a really unbelievable explanation, we not friends no more. You showed me who you are. Let's kind of finish this out.
Other than that,
so you think his ankle and foot thing started 20 minutes before the game started, or do you think he's had a few days with heads up?
So again, he has a different standard than everybody else because Luka wasn't there at all. But we don't even speak about that. He has a different standard than everybody else. So I can appreciate the fact that you even showed up to this. You even showed up, because I wouldn't have showed up. Again, like you just said, Michael Jordan wouldn't have showed up. Kobe Bryant wouldn't have showed up. But we still seen him on the screen. We still seen him there. We still seen him participate in however fashion that he did it, whether he kept his street clothes on in the team picture or whatever, he was there. And we're saying the two other guys that would be in his position wouldn't have even been in the building. So what is the criticism? Like, somebody else could have got a spot that 8 Rising Stars got?
Yes.
What?
I think that this ankle has been lingering for a while. Just look at he's been on the injury report for a game time decision in the games leading up. So you kind of knew it was a possibility that you weren't going to play. So I think it just can be viewed as selfish that, you didn't want someone else to replace you. And the Rising Stars thing, would he have played if they put Bronny James in the game, Lou, you think?
100%.
1,000%.
So again, this, that's the end of the audio, but essentially, man, this just smells like rotten eggs to me. It's crazy. Lou was sitting up here really capping as hard as he possibly can. He might have 5 or 6 different caps on at the same time. However many teams he played for in the league, that's the amount of caps he had on his head. Because he's just capping and making excuses, man. And it is what it is. A lot of people make excuses for LeBron. I can't do it. Michelle Beadle called it out perfectly, and Chandler Parsons kind of followed it up. The man's ankle, he knew his ankle was messed up. He could have he could have said something, but he wanted to, like I said, he wanted to be petty and prove a passive aggressive point. And when you talk about like people compare him to like Kobe and Mike and Tim Duncan, Shaq, all these guys, everybody has their moments where they wish they could take something back. I'm sure of it. But the passive aggressiveness of this guy kills me, man. It absolutely kills me. It's I call it bitter baby mama syndrome, bro. Like when dudes are acting like baby mamas, there shouldn't be no baby mamas in general. I mean, I don't want to say no baby mamas. I just want to say, like, hopefully, personally, I think it's better when it's a 2-parent household and you're married. Because it's better for the kid. And before you kill me, check the statistics. That's all I'm saying. Check the statistics. But we all know, stereotypically, when people mention baby mamas, a lot of times somebody's bitter. Somebody's being bitter and doing weird, jealous stuff. And really, it's affecting the kid. You know what I mean? But, they don't care. They just want to be bitter. And that's LeBron to me. He doesn't care. He doesn't care. And they even admitted, they said like, yo, well, and Chandler said he was selfish. And I appreciate Chandler for saying that. It's selfishness. And like I said, we're all selfish, but there's times where you got to say, nah, I'm not going to do that because that's messed up. He has no filter on that. He will do whatever, whenever, however he wants. And he's proven that. And he's never going to stop. A narcissist is never going to stop. They don't look at it and be like, I did 5 selfish things last week. I better not do the next 5. Let me be a good person. Nah, it's going to continue. Until something happens that makes it end, it will continue. That's narcissism, ladies and gentlemen. And then they even said like, oh, well, if his son was playing, you think he would have played? And they were like, 1,000%. Even Lou. Come on, Lou. Come on. So you know that too? So then why are we listening to this? Like, why are we allowing him? Again, there's another saying I have. Why we're letting people play in our face? We're letting this man play in our face, and we're trying to figure out why the All-Star game ain't good, while people be complaining, why people are complaining about the NBA. It's stuff like this, man. He's playing in our faces, and we're supposed to sit down, put a bib on, and eat up all the porridge and all the honey like we're freaking Winnie the Pooh. So I mean, it's crazy, man. It's just crazy to me. It's just crazy. And that's it. That's all, folks. That's pretty much the video. Please like, share, and subscribe if possible. Share it with your friends. Please comment. It's always cool to see the comments, a lot of conversations. That's why I started this channel, because I'm always having these conversations with my friends, with my boys, with people. Whether you're in a Facebook group that's sports or whatever the case may be. So, share the message. Let's spread it around, see what's going on. And I appreciate you listening to the J Boyks podcast and listening to the J Boyks perspective. So we'll catch you next time. And thank you. Peace.